A very important design feature is the treatment of the high viaduct, a prominent structure in the Doyle Drive alignment simply because of the vertical geometry of the facility, but one that has been treated so that while it allows us to reminisce about the architecture of the Golden Gate Bridge, it does in no way compete with the bridge. It has features such as the red fins under the deck, which are intended to create a rhythmic element and an aesthetic element that breaks up the blankness of the concrete, which will make up the vast majority of the structure, and at the same time provide a memory, an architectural memory of the bridge. The red railings above the deck have the same purpose, and even the luminaries are intended to somehow replicate the feel without necessarily compete or copy the luminaries on the bridge. The tunnel sections provide a great opportunity for reconnection of parkland, and they also provide a great opportunity to lessen the impacts, particularly visual and noise impacts of the traffic on Doyle Drive. The treatment of the main post tunnel is such that immediately upon leaving the tunnel headed towards San Francisco, the driver would find himself or herself on a low causeway above the restored Tennessee Hollow, which is the only natural stream in the Presidio, which was intubated at the time when the area was an army base and has now been recovered and its riparian habitat restored to create a more natural setting for that gateway into the city. From a different perspective, as we will see later, the driver leaving that tunnel portal in the southbound or eastbound direction toward the city would see the dome of the Palace of Fine Arts and the point of the Transamerica Pyramid in the background, a very fitting juxtaposition of old and new in the spirit of San Francisco's architecture. There's a number of sustainability design features that are part of the project. The first one and most evident is the minimized footprint of the roadway. In addition to the very, very economical roadway width, there is a very prominent landscaped median in the Parkway section, and the tunnel segments serve to reduce noise, enhance the aesthetics of the park, improve connectivity, and also create new open space. The sustainability program was structured in 3 phases, starting with a phase 1 that included the agreements on the vision for the parkway and the development of principles and goals and identification of sustainability strategies. The vision is what we call a parkway in a park, which is to develop the project as a national model for design, construction, and operation of sustainable roadways that is responsive to community needs, sensitive to its unique setting, and also meets functional requirements. This is a road planned for the next 75 years, but it is a road that sits lightly on the land. Phase 2 provided the gap analysis and an outline of an implementation plan, and then phase 3 is the actual implementation of a selected set of sustainability strategies. The goals of the sustainability strategy were divided into several strategic areas: water, habitat, materials and waste, community, energy, and landscape and management. A vision statement led to a set of guiding principles from where we were able to flow a number of goals and their associated strategies for implementation. As part of the gap analysis, we assessed the current sustainability performance of the project, consolidated current measures that are being undertaken and committed to, and identified priority areas for further analysis. Phase 3, of course, is the most fun because that's where we delved into water quality and storm water management, waste reduction, including the 100% recycling of tree material and concrete, and native seed collection for vegetation restoration and wetlands mitigation, a phase that's already been completed, and the salvage and recycling of materials from historic buildings that are being removed as part of the project. And in addition to that, we have a series of contractor incentives for emissions reductions. The acceleration of the project schedule led us to develop a very painstakingly detailed construction sequencing and management program for this project. The initial construction phase starts with the closure of 2 ramps serving only local traffic. They are the ramps at the High Viaduct interchange that provide the connectivity between westbound Doyle Drive and southbound Veterans Boulevard going toward the 19th Avenue corridor, and the ramp that provides for the reverse move, northbound 19th Avenue Veterans Boulevard toward eastbound Doyle towards the marina. These are strictly San Francisco traffic moves. They do not affect the connection of the Golden Gate Bridge to San Francisco at all. The first part of the construction plan then involves closing those 2 ramps and building a detour road immediately north of the current Doyle Drive, parallel to the old Mason Street corridor, and building what will ultimately become the south or eastbound portion of the High Viaduct and the Battery Tunnel. That phase will take from late 2009 until about mid-2011. At that point, there will be the first weekend-long closure of Doyle Drive. During that long weekend, we will connect the recently built detour road to the new southbound portion of the High Viaduct and Battery Tunnel. And then we will move all the traffic from the existing Doyle Drive into that new set of structures. That's 5 lanes of traffic that will provide capacity to move traffic in both directions. Immediately after that, we will begin the demolition of the other portions of Doyle Drive, the northbound portion of the High Viaduct, as well as all of the lower viaduct portions closer to Richardson Avenue. During this weekend, all traffic connections between the 19th Avenue corridor and the Golden Gate Bridge will remain open. So there will be no moment during the entire construction of the Presidio Parkway when the Golden Gate Bridge will be cut off from traffic from San Francisco. Traffic would then function on this temporary bypass during the first half of 2011 and all of 2012. In early 2013, we will then be able to complete the rest of the project and return traffic to its normal flow. During the construction period, there will be a new movable median barrier that will keep traffic safe throughout the interim operation period. During the second weekend closure, which will happen in mid-2013, we will complete the reconnection of the new portions of the Doyle Drive project that will be built alongside the detour road, and then we will disconnect the detour road and bring all of the traffic into the new Doyle Drive facility. Access between the Golden Gate Bridge and Highway 101, Park Presidio, and the 19th Avenue corridor will remain open throughout this weekend. And then traffic will be in its final alignment, and the detour road will be demolished, and the parkland restored to its final condition. We have been working with the state's Business, Transportation, and Housing Agency to come to a determination as to whether a public-private partnership would be appropriate for a portion of the Doyle Drive replacement project. The decisions follow a fairly complex process involving the Business Transportation and Housing Agency as well as determination by the California Transportation Commission. Essentially, the objectives for a possible public-private partnership on Doyle Drive would be to maintain a fundable project, improve cash flow management at a fiscally constrained time, maximize certainty of cost and schedule for the final project, transfer interface risks of multiple construction stages and contracts and components to a private sector contractor, and improve performance by improving the quality and the condition of the roadway, and so also by optimizing its life cycle cost. The procurement timeline for the project includes the completion of screening in October. The decision to proceed by the CTC would happen in November, and if it was a positive decision, we would issue an RFP by January or February of 2010 with a financial close by the end of 2010. Delivering Doyle Drive poses a significant challenge in terms of communications. As part of the outreach during construction, we will have ongoing agency coordination, public meetings, a public information field office beginning in November of 2009, significant media coordination, press events and tours, construction and traffic advisories, and 3D and 4D modeling to show construction phases, traffic detours, and impacts. We will have a number of changeable message signs for motorists, and we will have, as part of our project website, a significant component of social media, including Twitter and RSS feeds for current information. We will make a sign-up available for an email list for updates on the project and report a construction issue form. We will have a project hotline. We will provide site tours for any interested parties, and we will also provide educational and interpretive information on site. Throughout the construction period, we will use project newsletters and other advisory materials, both through email and in printed form, to keep the users and the general public advised of the main milestones of construction as they happen. Our website, doyledrive.org, will become a major tool of communication with the drivers and users of Doyle Drive, as well as with the community surrounding the construction work, and an opportunity for us to not just provide information to the public, but also get valuable feedback.